It's our favorite season of the year at Upstate Business Journal, Who's Who Awards. And we've gotten more nominations from the public this year than ever to determine just who's who in upstate business. And at this point, it's all pretty much top secret. Even CJ the office dog is staying tight-lipped. It's always our mission at the UBJ to find and to cover the heroes of commerce in the upstate. Our readers are the ones who send in the nominations for the Who's Who Awards, and that's what makes this one different. In downtown Greenville, the table is set for the final decisions. The Lazy Goat host our panelists and the UBJ decision makers for a lively working lunch where it all comes together.
In front of you have the 2016 results, and we will start with the legend.
Our panelists scored each nominee on their business accomplishments, their overall resume, and an above and beyond measure. And they were impressed with what they saw.
The nomination forms were really good, very thoughtful.
We want to make sure that HQ stays here in Greenville.
It was unbelievable the amount of talent that was reflected in these nominations. So we are truly, truly blessed in this community.
The wealth and variety of business talent reflected in these nominations is, in part, a reflection of the business environment in the upstate.
The upstate in general really champions companies, individuals who do their jobs well and who do them the right way. And part of doing them the right way is that you realize success not just for you and your company, but that you also give back.
The panelist discussion is enthusiastic and the journalists are inspired.
I don't think we should be afraid to ask some of these challenging questions.
There's great value in sharing the stories of these business leaders and legends.
The Who's Who's Awards are important because they allow for a moment of reflection for those folks who often don't toot their own horn.
Some 3 hours in, the final decisions are made. The plates are cleared. It's upstate business at its best.
The opportunity to look at all these nominees really confirms what I see every day in business, which is that the Greenville community is vibrant, it's diverse, and it is truly evolving and continuing to get better and better.
And now, we're ready. The stories of your 2016 Who's Who winners.
The Young Gun was the most competitive category in this year's Who's Who. The Upstate Business Journal was drawn to this award in part because we love seeing the traditional names as well as those who are new to the area. This year's Young Gun is a familiar name who's back and here to stay. With new ideas and fresh energy, the Upstate Business Journal is proud to announce the 2016 Who's Who Young Gun, Robert Hughes.
I guess being young is the most important part of that, and being involved would make someone a young gun, but being involved and engaged in the community and not being too old, I guess. It's a balancing act between business work and community involvement work, but that's why I enjoy it so much, because it is about trying to make Greenville better and in turn make South Carolina better, which in turn makes everything better. I think the diversity of thought is what New York City taught me, is that there is not one way to do everything and there is not one perspective on everything. But it was that time at Lehman Brothers and then Barclays Capital that I realized that I didn't think I'd feel satisfied and be happy in business if I was doing the same thing every day. I really wanted to be doing something that made a positive impact and was different every day. And so I was looking and learning what my dad had been in, the business dad had been in, and how he'd run his business. And it seemed to create an opportunity that if I could go back and get into the business, I could see that positive change, create something, create value, while at the same time doing something different and challenging. So when I got into Columbia Business School, I said, if I'm ever going home, I'll go right after I finish. And so I graduated on a Friday and was in the office here in Greenville the following Monday, and really haven't looked back. First has got to be Dad. I feel so lucky to work with him, because not only do I get to learn from him, but he has a real big interest in seeing me be successful. I really feel like I've been able to try to learn and continue to learn a lot from him. So he's a very obvious mentor. I think about my grandfather, and every meal we'd have with him, he would say, Robert, be sure you make the world a better place. And that was constantly what he would say. What made Greenville great is not going to be necessarily what makes Greenville great in the future. And how how do you be sure you're balancing that? I mean, it's a great problem to have. It's a great thing to be thinking about and talking about. And the good news is I think we have a lot of young people that are living here, that continue to move here, that all care and love Greenville.
At Cherry Bekaert, we take the opportunity every day to guide our clients forward by consulting them on important operational goals and financial matters. We are a firm dedicated to serving high-growth companies in the middle market. We appreciate leaders with vision and resources to continually grow and improve their organization. And that's exactly what you'll see in this year's Who's Who boss, Pamela Evatt.
It's nice that I was recognized as a boss, but you couldn't be a good boss without a really great team. We just all have to team together and do it together. There's not one job I haven't done. You know, on crazy weeks, I'll seal FedEx envelopes and hold off the FedEx person so she doesn't leave out of our driveway so we don't have to run to the airport. I mean, we just all do what we have to do, and I think that's what really makes a good boss. I worked for a gentleman called Tejo Willie, and he kind of founded this industry and worked for him for a number of years and kind of figured out all the do's and don'ts in our industry, what really worked well for people, what didn't work so good. And then met my husband. Wasn't my husband then, but we kind of were both in the industry, and just one day kind of haphazardly said, like, hey, if we're ever gonna start a business, we should do something together. And we did. We definitely complement each other. I'm the accountant. I keep us, you know, legally and legislatively in line, and he handles all of our workers' comp and health, and he negotiates all those great deals for us. We said, man, if we can run a business and keep our clients happy, we sure as heck can keep each other happy. We might as well get married. This will work out really well, and it has. So I mean, transplanted from Ohio down here to South Carolina, and have loved every minute of it. We actually started in 2 different areas. We were going to have an office up north and an office down south, and the South Carolina just really took off. And so, I mean, as they say, that's how it all started. So we kind of reinvented our plan as we went, and everything stayed here in South Carolina, and we've grown. We operate in 48 states now. And so we're really excited about it. We always say God had a much bigger vision for us than we did for ourselves. My advice to everybody is, if you think you have a great idea and you're willing to give it a go, then don't overthink it. Sometimes you just have to jump off the cliff and let things work out as they work out.
An entrepreneur is someone who is fearless in taking a different approach to life, in spite of risk. At Northwestern Mutual, we live life differently too. We bring investments and insurance planning together to help you grow and protect your business. Northwestern Mutual is proud to present this year's Who's Who Entrepreneur Award to Peter Barth.
This is really the most fun thing I've ever done. One, we have a super talented group of people that are, part of the company, and so that's fun to work with, other people who are having fun. So when I moved here 10 years ago, I joined the Next organization, led the project to build the Innovation Center, and kind of out of that, you recognized the need around kind of incubating startups in the upstate, and so took on a project to start an accelerator. So we would invest in young companies, mentor them, turn them out in the community, and kind of that led to the biggest challenge in keeping those companies was engineering talent. So just kind of along the way, I've kind of continually evolved around opportunities as they presented themselves, and that's where I am today. We started the Code School, which is what the Iron Air is today, in January 2014. So I was just in Greenville with 3 employees, and today we're in 22 cities. I think we're right at 135 full-time employees. I teach people how to be software engineers. So that's the short and end of it is we help folks change careers, and they end up the destination as a software developer. We have a unique thing, I think, that we're really changing people's lives, and it's very personal. So it's not online, it's not through a product, it's through an experience, and we get to meet those people and really change their lives. They'll come in, they're waiting tables at a restaurant, and they go out and they've got a job at BMW. And so we get to see huge life change in a very short period of time, and we do it over and over again. The reason why I do this is for the student and the outcome. I mean, the reason why we started the Iron Yard was because there was a need in the community. And so that's the focus of the company, and that's my focus. I'm on the board of the Global Accelerator Network, which is a group of accelerators around the world who are doing kind of incubating startups. And all of those communities need the engineering talent. Greenville's been a unique place in that you can be kind of internationally relevant, but at the same point you walk into the mayor's office if you want to sit down for a meeting. So I've fallen in love with that, and I think our family has seen that as well, and so it's a place we want to raise our family and have those same opportunities. It's not about how much money we can make or how big we can get, but it's solving a problem. And so as soon as this starts to not be a problem, we'll look at what's the next problem to fix.
At Century BMW, we're proud to sponsor this year's Who's Who company. Century BMW offers you a high-performance, international, top-quality automobile. This year's award goes to an upstate company with strong international growth, known for customer service, innovation, and creativity. And they're not slowing down. Our beautiful high-performance cars and our attention to our clients connect well to this year's Who's Who company. ScanSource.
To get great people, we have to be the most attractive employer in town. We've always felt like it's our job to have people want to work at ScanSource. I'm proud of the fact that we're able to build this company in Greenville. When we started the company with 6 people, we didn't know if it was going to be 100 people or $1 billion. It was really build a really fun, successful company, and good things will happen. We didn't know what it was going to be like to have 2,200 people, 3 offices across the U.S., and then it started growing, and we went to Europe and Latin America, and we have 43 offices, and it's just more complicated today. We didn't know that. We thought it would get really hard and we would go do something else. But the people we found in Greenville were able to help us grow. That was a big difference for us. But we started a few years ago saying, how do we start attracting students right from Clemson or Furman or USC? Because they didn't know ScanSource. ScanSource was not a Michelin, was not a GE. We didn't have that BMW cachet. So we had to explain, why would you ever want to work for a wholesale distributor of technology products? That sounds real boring. And so we had to make ScanSource a fun place to work, regardless of what it is we sell. And I think if we can attract talent, it doesn't matter what products we sell. I think we'll be able to continue to grow our company because we'll have the talent that'll help us get into new markets. We're not a consumer brand. Our customers are businesses, so we're in a business-to-business business. And the products we sell really don't need us to market them locally, but we did feel over time we wanted to market our company to make it attractive for employees. And one of the things we learned was employees want us to be active in the community. I think what mattered for us was we did not measure our employees' contribution to the foundation just by money, but by time. And so we have so many of our employees who frankly can't contribute financially at this stage in their career if they're young, but they can give their time. And so we allow employees to take time off of their job and go work in these charitable endeavors. And our investment is in people. We've got almost 700 people here in Greenville, South Carolina, and we started with 6. We've got 2,200 worldwide. We love being here. It's a great place. I can't imagine being anywhere else.
Nelson Mullins, Riley, and Scarborough is very proud to sponsor this year's Who's Who, The Closer. Nelson Mullins is a law firm that was begun in 1897 in Columbia, South Carolina. It now has over 500 lawyers. These lawyers are in 16 different offices. The Who's Who, The Closer Award, John Warren.
I'm John Warren, CEO of Lima One Capital. We're in 39 states right now lending. We're going to be in 49 states by the end of the year, so we're very excited about that. We've doubled in size in a year, both in revenue and in terms of employees, so we're continuing to grow, continuing to create careers for people, not just jobs, but careers for employees, and that's something we're very proud of. Lima One came about because that was my call sign in Iraq when I was in Ramadi in 2006. And when I started the company, I wanted the name to really mean something. I definitely think a lot of the lessons that we learned in the Marine Corps applies to business. We do a lot of things differently than a lot of other businesses in the upstate or anywhere in the country. I mean, just how we hire people is different. We hire people just like the Marine Corps, where it's based on core values and core competencies, and then we train them for the industry-specific job, as opposed to looking for people just with industry experience. And then I also try to help all the military personnel I can in changing the resumes up to make it a little more civilian friendly, and I think it's been successful. And we also try to hire a lot of military as well. I'm very excited about the future. I think it holds amazing potential for me personally, my family, and the company. Then personally, I'm always trying to transform as a CEO. Different levels, different parts of the business require different skill sets, and I'm always trying to adapt to that, so that's been challenging. Politics might be in the future. At some point, we'll see about that. And I'm raising a son who's 2 months, and that's just a great joy for my wife and me, and we're really enjoying that. I love Greenville. I was raised here, grew up here. It was a great place to grow up. Greenville is a very special place, and we couldn't wait to move back to Greenville. So it's been a terrific experience, and it's really enabled us to build a great company here with all the people.
HTI is an outsourced human resource firm where the hiring solutions we offer are unique to every client we serve. That's why HTI is proud to sponsor the Who's Who Wildcard, where our community gets to choose a unique and deserving candidate outside of the main award categories. Please join HTI in congratulating this year's Who's Who Wildcard winner,
Todd Horn, Vice President of Business Development for Clayton Construction and Spartanburg Chamber of Commerce Board Chairman.
So our company last year was ranked as the 7th best place to work in the state. I mean, I think what really, got us that award was the fact that, people enjoy the culture we work in. And you make it a friendly culture, you make it a fun culture, you make it a culture where, everybody wants to wake up every day and go to work and enjoy what they do, and I think we've created that at Clayton. Yeah, I'm probably the guy that nobody expected to see on this list, and that's okay. And I'm that way in Spartanburg. I consider myself a wild card in that community because, probably 5 years ago, if you'd look back and said a 33-year-old male, son of a Methodist pastor would be the chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce, a lot of people probably say that wouldn't be true. But I've been blessed enough to be in that position and certainly enjoy it. And I just consider myself a wild card across the board. Some people thought Donald Trump built a wall between Spartanburg and Greenville. It's just not the case. I mean, people in Spartanburg are very open and willing to talk with people in Greenville, and I do business in both and don't have any pushback from folks over in Greenville. So, a lot of that is perception, and I think that perception is starting to change. We got a lot of young people moving. We got a vibrant downtown. We got a lot of positive momentum happening right now. We got to take advantage of that as a community. I remember years ago going through a program where they had a circle, and the circle was work, family, friends, and spiritual. And it's the main thing is you got to try to keep that balance between all of those. And it's a job to do that. But my family is so incredibly important to me. My wife is the backbone of our family. My kids are they mean the world to me. My father's my business mentor. We grew up, I say my father's job turned me into the person I am today because my dad's a Methodist minister. We grew up, had to move every 4 to 6 years. So I had to meet somebody new and make new friends every 4 to 6 years. And I think it built me into the person I am today. Here's the deal. I think anything if you have passion and a positive attitude in life, I think that you can take it anywhere you want to. And I think, if there's a message to give to other people from across the upstate or young people, it's, whatever you do, put passion into it and give a positive attitude, and people are going to notice that.
I am so honored to present the Who's Who Legend Award on behalf of United Community Bank. We at United are very excited to support those who are making a long-lasting impact in this vibrant community because we too believe in giving back to the communities that we serve. We are pleased to honor tonight's Legend Award winner who, like United Community Bank, is committed in both her business endeavors and her charitable efforts to make Greenville a better place for the future. The Who's Who legend is Minor Mickle Shaw.
Well, I appreciate being called the business legend. I don't think I am that, I think you just get into it and you realize that it's really important to connect the dots and to leverage our resources in the community. So if you can do it through the philanthropy and you can do it through business, it all works together, and you really can't be effective unless everybody's working together. So it's just kind of, I like pulling things together. I've always liked business. Our family really revolved around business, and my dad was busy all the time with Daniel Construction Company and then Fluor Daniel. That's what you talked about over the dining table. You talked about new projects that were coming into town. So I basically was involved with economic development from an early age, just hearing about business development projects. Both my parents were my mentors, always. And of course, my dad was very involved in business and very involved in helping make things happen in the upstate, but my mom was right there with him. Roger Milliken was a wonderful mentor to me, and he invited me to put my name in the hat for the Greenville-Spartanburg Airport Commission. So I've been on that a long time and was fortunate enough to be able to become chairman after Mr. Milliken died, and he had a lot of confidence in me, which I really appreciated. But Tommy Weitz was a great mentor to me. He took me under his wings when I was a teenager, and also helped put me in situations that gave me leadership opportunities in the community. It is hard to pick one thing. It really is. I think it would be probably the South Carolina Governor's School for the Arts and Humanities, and also being involved with the Greenville-Spartanburg International Airport. That's just been a wonderful experience, and being able to help pull the communities together, the upstate communities, to work to get Southwest Airlines here. That was exciting, and it was a labor of love from everybody across the upstate. You know, I couldn't have done any of this without a very supportive family, and I think that's probably the most important thing. And of course, in addition to my parents, who were great mentors and wonderful parents, my husband Hal has just been so supportive in everything that I've done, and 3 wonderful children, and now 9 grandchildren, and I have 2 great brothers who were very supportive. We really depend on our leadership. It's very important, and it's really important to develop a wide group of leaders in the community and in the upstate. And ideally having everybody work together, regardless of where you live, just having everybody work together to build up the upstate is what we hope.
UBJ was built to highlight the businesses and people that are doing big things, expose the challenges and opportunities in front of us, and connect the dots so we can do more business together. Who's Who was built to celebrate these people and their contributions, bringing light to those driving the business conversation forward. Tonight, we celebrate those individuals. So the question is, who's who next year?